term them like this, where politics they shape the future, career they define we path them, and the economy they touch everybody in life.
Big thank you to
one program where they ask the hard question them and seamless will bring the answer them close to you, face to face with the movers and shakers, the voice them will matter, the issue them will count. One time per week, one big name, one big issue, one-on-one on Liberty Online TV. Every Friday, 8 to 9 p.m. with Khadija Bangura. One-on-one, only on Liberty Online TV.
Select Salon also every decision they touch the life of plenty people. One program they bring the voice of the people to the heart of politics.
This na politics and the people. The program where they give the power to the people, explain the truth, and bring the leader them close to the citizen them.
Real discussion, real voice them, real impact. Join the debate and make them hear your voice.
Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Now you platform where they turn up for the true and civil engagement. Only on Liberty Online TV. Let me talk about politics. Let me talk about people.
Think currently I have a thing for Vicky Remo.
Hello viewers, we don't bring different content then to you, and we know the tire for make the content then where you like. And now we dey bring fun and shorts with Adri. This na game show also your favorite celebrity, social media influencers, students, and other people to play game they like, truth and shots, charades, riddles, and other game there where you self go learn from. This content will come to you every Sunday, 9 o'clock na net. Now all the Liberty Online TV social media platforms there.
She chose number one. She's always number one.
Period.
On top.
Period. On top.
Yeah, man.
So not miss out. Join me for laugh with your favorite celebrity and social media influencers there.
You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the final edition of the Breakfast Show for this week, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. We they stream na Facebook, YouTube, and also na we website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will they bring this edition come to you this Friday morning. My name na Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Today na Friday, the 31st day of October 2025. Inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, after yesterday morning, where President Bio and in team go waka na the drugs rehabilitation facility na Hastings. Later in the day yesterday, it been hold one high-level engagement with different stakeholders. Them usai a go talk about more measures them where it say government they put in place now for ensure say then get away with the issue we get to do with the current drug crisis. So we're waiting at the measures here and how they go able to tackle this issue. Now that's what they can discuss inside this edition of the Breakfast Show.
Well, this and other story them, they na the program for you this Friday morning. As you all know, the country, they battle with drug crisis, and after plenty advocacy, for especially from the media, finally yesterday, President Bio don't join the fete. Usai it take bold step for go na the rehabilitation center, get a conversation with the addicted victim there within at the rehab center, and he assure them say he go take the necessary action for letting government go fight against this particular crisis so the country they struggle with substance abuse. Well, yesterday evening, President Bill all high-level stakeholder engagement. Also, he bring together all the key player them, and he be address them. He receive a report. Also, they inform them, but also the country they now in the fight against this particular substance abuse, where young people in the country they struggle with. Well, this is a very bold step from His Excellency the President, as now these citizens them be done they call for, especially members them na the media them be done they call on them for take leadership. Finally, yesterday, the president, throughout the day, he did on different engagements them. Very early in the morning, he starts first for visit the victim them at the rehab center them. He sit down with them, get conversation with them, and tell them about the dangers of drugs. After that, he come back in office in State House, a whole high-level meeting. Also, it take decisive measures them in the presidency ward, and according to them, in government go take strong actions against people them when they go catch say they bring these drugs, the one way they make these drugs, and self they don't give all the powers to the police for let them take the necessary action them. Among the thing them where the president been take yesterday when a part of indecisive measures them, he established a special fund where he said and they dedicate and solely for fight against Kush, and also he said the fund will support 5 strategic pillar them for add to the previous thing them where in government we don't set up for address prevention, rehabilitation, law enforcement, public education, and safe community engagement. Now, the measures there the president be announced yesterday. Well, for can't talk more about the measures there, and for know if them particular measures there, so go address all of the things the way the president say. Now, the studio will get Bokari Abdel Aziz Bawo, when are the Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education. Good morning, Mr. Minister.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Mabel. Good morning, listeners and viewers. I'm very happy for joining on this conversation.
All right. Well, before we talk to the minister, we'll go back in our State House. Also yesterday, His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, after a visit at the Hastings Rehabilitation Center and spend some time with the people that way na addicts them, and he be reassure them say in government go take all the necessary actions. And the same day, he come back na State House and hold high-level engagement. Lord, just hear it from President Bio before we can talk to a minister.
The efforts we have made so far and the challenges should deepen our resolve against the scourge of Kush and all forms of drug and substance abuse. In light of your valuable contributions and the urgent need to strengthen and accelerate our response, I therefore announce today the following decisive measures. First, a special fund dedicated solely to supporting the 5 pillars of our fight against Kush shall be established. This fund will ensure that our strategies from prevention, care and treatment, social support, law enforcement to community engagement are backed by sustained flow of resources to fight against Kush. Second, to bring swift justice to those who exploit and destroy lives through drug and substance abuse. A special court shall be created. This court will be staffed with designated judges and magistrates to fast-track prosecution, signaling clearly that the rule of law stands firmly against this menace. Third, we shall establish a special security unit drawing from personnel from both the Operation Support Division of the Sierra Leone Police and the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. They shall intensify full-scale raids targeting drug peddling hotspots within our communities and effecting on-the-spot arrest. Fourth, it is hereby recommended that a new practice direction shall be developed and issued by the Honorable Chief Justice to guide the proceedings and sentences in all drug-related cases, bringing consistency and gravity to our judicial response. Fifth, the Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice shall expedite the comprehensive review of all legislation related to drug and substance abuse, ensuring tougher penalties and enforcement measures, including asset seizures aimed at dismantling the networks that profit from this disastrous scourge. But beyond measures, we Sierra Leoneans have a fight on our hand. And this is a fight that requires heart and unity from every citizen and every sector. It demands parents recognizing the warning signs and acting swiftly. Teachers watch attentively over our students. Communities protect one another vigilantly. Religious leaders promote messages of healing, not stigma. Businesses extend opportunities through internship and jobs for those in recovery. Development partners deepen their support. The judiciary holds
All right, welcome back. Well, that's now part of the thing them where the president been talked about yesterday as indecisive measures them where they don't decide say government for focus on right now for ensure say the issue where now the fight against the drugs crisis they intensify the measures them. And you just all listen to waiting the president be say. Like we say, we get the deputy minister here this morning of information and civic education where they come for like we can discuss and analyze the measures here, how effective they go for day, and also we go talk about timeline, how this starts, when it starts, waiting at the specific thing them we don't in place. But let we just start first from the waka yesterday where the president's been go do na the facility where currently the host, the one them we don't be addicted to drugs. We see the president be address them, he gets interaction with them people here, talk to them, he give them advice as to where they come out the for can be good people back in our society. But let me just start the obvious question where so many people they ask, where you might not agree with, why it take the president this long for make this move where we see he do yesterday.
Thank you very much. Why it take the president too long for taking this move? The first thing I will start with, I want to thank you for this kind of place when I don't can now. We really depict the people that who sabi in the media landscape. I mean, when I don't try this kind of progress the passes I want. When I give support, we don't say when I don't tap into the public media interest fund or establish as an administration. And it is show power. Then I also talk and appreciate Khadija for recognizing the role of the media in raising awareness. You know, we can always say Salon big pass we all. So whatever they threaten the future of Sierra Leone, it will be a concerted effort. The media and the civil society don't play a major role for raise awareness and call attention to this menace we don't happen in our country. So if the president listens to the media, and he's somebody who listens very well, and it take action, we all for take the praise that we call the attention of the president. And sometimes as a leader, you give people the responsibility, you allow them, then execute leadership, and intermittently, you will see whether what they do, the yield, the required dividend. But if the president, we don't put task force, remember say when these things start initially, we hold a town hall meeting as a ministry, we have the vice president be go address, then the president self be escalator to a national health emergency. That show the political and administrative will for fit the thing. Cabinet also becoming give a legislative structure, framework for the power in declaration. Then all these other structures then fall in whether the task force fall comprehensively law affect this thing. At a time, we all can agree say the figures begin drop. So when the figures they begin drop, we feel say it don't know. So even begin like pull out small by the thing for pay attention to other things until we see another rise in this coach. So it became everybody's concern because this is not a pandemic. This not only way the thing hits somebody, they know say, hey, this is the effect of somebody taking drugs. So we all begin cry. Things that don't happen behind the scene, but as a listening president, so okay, if the people are crying, even though things that the reporter and they listen that this happen, make I get a first hand. Because if I go for give any other strategy, any other instruction, let me see what is happening. So yesterday we all see where you go now the rehab center, get first-hand information from the victims, their parents, and other people. It was emotional. So it can say, even if things have been happening, we need another direction, another fight, another energy for ensure, say, as a nation, how we fought the war, we end up, how we fought Ebola, we end up Corona, we end up Mpox, don't care, we don't deal with that. Let us see what we can do. So let me yesterday, he called that meeting, we cut across government, development partners. When I say government, both ruling and the opposition representation be there around the table. And the development partners, they be there, UN, Chinese ambassador in his capacity as the dean of the Council of Diplomatic Corps. So we all sit down and listen across the year report on waiting be done to happen. From the task force professor, they in charge of the public health emergency, when the task force lead, give a report, succinct report about who side will be there, waiting at Kush, who stay Kush come, waiting we do, and who side the situation there where it don't come back. It will surprise anybody for seeing, in fact, in West Africa itself, we had low there. Now we know what they see. People there, they really high. But with population also small compared to other people there. And we don't invest, the president don't invest too much in human capacity development. They really try to give feature to the next generation, I can call them. You know, because there are people who supposed to take after we don't go. So if you don't put this much into preparing for tomorrow, you don't vouch, say, you want to let people that know Sierra Leone not based on diamond, but the human capacity that you see, these same people where they plan for, they go down so. Yesterday he was tough. It's okay when I don't do all these things. But I think we have to recalibrate. And this recalibration, waiting when I be done, they do work. Now it just go give life to back. Not that what we don't exist. Now it don't erode, bring new things, no. Now enhancer. They try for enhance what you go make this thing we able better. Because then thing always is states that for just reinforce what we don't do. Because a lot of people don't complain, say, yes, when they talk, pass Mokutin cases, they delay, breaking the chain, funding rehab centers, the program. So all the 5 directives where the president give, now for let reinforce in commitment, now for let put life again into seeing that this thing will better as a country. I make it say, this fight, the only face where you forget, na Australian face. It's not about politics. It's not about anything. Let us unite. Let us be cohesive in the fight for end Kush. So we all, be it the media landscape, be it the civil society, opposition, ruling party, as long as you are Australian, let us all join hands. Whatever you want to complain about Kush, let's like call 117.
Mr. Minister, you don't unpack the things them way the president say yesterday and why it decide for take some of the measures there so as additional to the one the way they exist already. Just like how President Bill say yesterday, according to her in words, not to today this many stats, especially the substance within they call Kush. According to President Bill, from the report with Ngam, it don't start way back from 2016. But there's a pattern. Whenever the law enforcement agencies seem for forget but they work, and self the advocacy reduce small, you they see say the supply chain they become intensify. How una go ensure as a government say then new measures there so una don't add to the already existing one, it work and try for solve this problem.
So that is why I say the 5 directives of the president gave, not different. Now push and enhance the enhance what will happen. Like what you say for establish a special fund. Then they ensure say money they always for do whatever you want to do, which includes even raising awareness, training community people, capacity building to civil society organizations so that we enforce this awareness, even for take care of rehabilitation, the rehab center, this and that. So establishing that fund, that special fund, now for let's just ensure that there is fluidity in the funding of whatever strategy you want to implement. They also talk about establishing special force, which include the police and OSD. You know what I mean? Whenever we invoke Mark P in anything, now for sure seriousness. So police and soldiers coming together now for ensure that the security is prepared and alert for any call we meet for anything. The raiding, like what the Inspector General started say, careful continue. As he call, you blow that whistle. There is a standby special force that you work no more now for pay attention to push issues. They also talk about delays in prosecutions. So you see, it say there's let the AG now look at waiting the procedures in our court. Sometimes can be too tedious. If we go to the regular procedures, now they make sometimes you they see the whole person, they say about that street. Because if they try them people that using our old laws, which I'm saying this thing push down what they talk about in our law. This thing that with people that they sell. Tramadol, somebody can sell that regularly. If now you they see then the abuser, you can now go back and say, yes, tramadol are legal drugs, but not to everybody for sale. So that is why you say let AG go look at what do we do around our laws. We will go to parliament for ensure say we defend this and we'll fight once and for all. We also get dedicated courts, like what we get special courts for gender-based issues. So that when this thing happen, it go to court, there is speedy trial. Then somebody will not say, hey, this is a joke with it. So these are enforcers. All the special things that we put in place and for let them help the task force for really accomplish within their mandate.
Something where the president emphasized on yesterday during the visitation where he do na the rehab center na about the supply chain and demand. In as much as it be the give hope to the victims, he also encourage them, say, if demand not dey, the person where they bring and come, no go get business, no go sell. And the supply chain, now one way a lot of people on the raise issues about. And when you look at the names them, allegedly, where don't they come up, now people them way related to the presidency or powers that be. How the measures there so go ensure say whoever will involve, no matter your relationship with the president, the law will bring you to book.
So, within our other program, I tell somebody, say, now with me and you responsibility for come out and really shows it. It's not just about assuming that this person is involved. Tangible evidence, like we will all sit down and we will raise awareness. You see the president intervene. He's somebody that listens. So if we really know that there's somebody involved and we have evidence, we all put it on social media. President don't talk, say, if not even in your brother, big son side way, not to forbid, say, let a broker. Not supposed to really protect somebody when they do bad. We all sabi, whether person you are genuine or not, we know say President Bill, he's tough in decision making. And when they take decisions, we don't see the decisions that we don't take over time. You don't want to know how you are related to him. You don't want to know whether or you, how, when you cross that path, we don't want to path, they knock you. So it is also a collective responsibility for them to say, yes, not to just assume what they assume. All these things about saying they run away, they don't catch anybody that is related. Now, people just they allege. For instance, the person they catch na McKinney, it's not related to anybody. Now, all of them we know they expect themselves if they do that kind of thing. Somebody with a catch na Berry Junction, you know they had any MDA, it's not related to any minister. So we are alleging this thing about suspicion. Now we get, and the president is very clear. Yesterday, IG did it, the head of the military did, is very clear. Even the one where the head port was there. And the emotion, when president they talk things where it really mean, it ready for take action. When I all can see how can they. And we all done the yesterday, we don't see all these things we don't come from them. It don't show we get the leadership will for this thing. If anybody try for blocker, and we get evidence against that person, we put on our social media, we Allah say things are going bad about Kush fights where it can't take action, it take action.
Explain about the toll-free line where you say the public for the call now based on the new measures and what the president don't talk about. Specifically, this free line now for whose category of the one them where they take the drugs? Is it the one them where they na street? Is it people where some say you then are you community, you they know say somebody they deal in then drugs here? Who that then specifically?
117 now for report the issue. 117 now for really blow whistle on Kush. 900 now like where they say see cops. And 900 they call for the police for the action starts, because we really want to get a process where we all will able to follow and we'll able to evaluate, we will get sincere and coherent data on what they happen. So that is why when you call 900, you get person where they come, do the examination, himself, you get the way where they refer, we get person where they take and go to mortuary, examination, they have to get somebody in charge of burial, we get somebody when they provide grave for let bury. So everybody they know how many dead body we don't collect. So 900 is for really how for handle the cops. 117 is for really blow whistle on Kush matters.
What about the one them where we can see a different streets the way already done they take the Kush and then get source them all over them?
So the one the way you call a 900, they can't take like go to rehab.
Are there centers for hold the number of people waiting at streets currently?
Well, that is why they try for also expand on holding centers. Before now, we only get Hastings. We will be there for everybody. Now, we get Hastings. We get for East. Now, regional deployment of holding centers now we get. So, we know we just clock everybody in our Hastings now. We know they expect the number for bloat with our new, fight. So, that the number I get for big that Hastings not be able to accommodate. No. That is why a two-way. Once we try for really take care of the one way they take, We also want to break the supply chain so that the number not dey increase. But also in preparedness, now make we don't get regional deployment of rehab centers.
When you look at last week, we talked to the consultant psychiatrist from the Kisi Mental Hospital, where now one of the places there now where they treat people them where now substance abuser them. From January to now, from in data, it shows say there's an increase. How the measures there so go help in bringing down the statistics?
So that is why the president re-emphasized the supply chain and community champions who they train for really engage people. If you follow the program yesterday, there was somebody where in like a graduate from the rehab center they don't form a foundation as a way they talk to a company. They say I'm a footballer, he signed contract, he go Liberia, he was frustrated about his contract, he come back home, he take to drug. But instead they don't realize from where they take a rehab center, he go through everything, he normalize, instead don't realize that there is life after drugs. So when we reinforce all these things, we talk to people then the number when they gonna see it will reduce. Because people are taking these drugs. What do they do now? The first place where they carry and go now under for let we manage them. I mean, before if the one where they show saw and other things, now they can go now hospital and other things. Some other people can go for go rehabilitate them. Because then they go to a rehab center for take them away from the drug. Because when they're in the community, they still get access to that drug. So whilst you are treating them, you are keeping them away from the supply and give them other life. Now they try to train them into other skills. Social welfare, because they really place them, they take them without government, they send back to school, university, because we get people that we left university, they take to drug. I had a kid I took from Bo. I'll always give, if I be there on social media, they call me name, maybe I get a second life, it take to drug. Now FBC there. I take them from SS1. And then FBC, for what third year, now I take to drug. Now it is Bo. So that they go to a rehab center, first and foremost, you try for take away from the drug taking, then give them hope, then you can go reinstate them. Now the academic this thing. So it is a comprehensive fight. We don't require any blame game. But we all, because one individual, one Sierra Leonean, now all one person point us are able to point this whole thing.
Mr. You just make mention of something very important, and if you don't follow how the conversation they go, especially in the social media, there's this issue of blame game about who responsible and who are not responsible. For instance, the issue between the Freetown City Council, the mayor, and that of the Minister of Local Government and Community Affairs about who are responsible for getting the cops them. A data where the mayor publish about, as of that 10 day, is saying about 220 people council don't bury. So the ministry question how collaboration like in this fight? Is the president willing for call other political actors on board? Because now one of the things then that there were a lot of people be expecting yesterday say if we talk about.
So that is why around the table you get everything. Everybody be did it. The minority leader in the parliament be did it. The mayor also be there around the table. We all get this discussion. Before we even go now the meeting with the president call. Now this task force pool. Yeah. One is a public to call police hotline 900, like I say.
900 from any number.
Yeah. Police and medical examiners go to the site. When you call police, then they can decide, they take photo, then they inform the Ministry of Social Welfare. You understand? Then they take the body, they can go to mortuary.
The number, the 900 really they work because I just call it a ring. Now the number we just give.
Now that didn't give me say.
Yes,
call
but it really they work. Can they tell you say it they work?
Yeah,
now?
it they work. So this pathway where they don't define so it give everybody in your responsibility. So that if now 5 dead body I don't can present to you, you go back. You know what tell me now 10 dead body you don't beg. we say that 10 dead body don't make. Me, I be saying at 10. Because the police, we can at the site, and also at 5, they don't, na 5 sites, they don't visit. Social welfare knows in 5 sites. The mortuary people, they know in 5 sites. The burial team knows in 5. Then the one we bury knows in 5. So nobody no go bring figure away in company deny. So these are all the things that we'll put in place so that the data will be, coherent.
Is the president willing for carry along other political actors then? Because una within a political leadership, una get una own constituency. As soon as they see collaboration, things say it go really
in
help.
This line we are defined, so FCC get your role. Clearly. In the meeting yesterday, the mayor did it. The opposition minority leader did it. So if you not want to carry them along, they start with them calling them around the table. And you remember when Corona will start, the president also called on Paulo Bangura for tap on the experience we get in handling Ebola. So he's not possible to open. Now you see that Alpha Khan they talk for the president. Say because Alpha Khan have the opposition, try they blast for me, they vilify me. It's still appointed because say he's a Sierra Leonean, he talks well. He talks on critical issues, he talks to the fact, he still talk for me. He's a presidential spokesperson, somebody who is a known deliberate APC. Now they talk for the president as the presidential spokesperson. Me they talk as a deputy government spokesperson. When we relate to the president, Alpha Khan, devoid of political shades, a picker. Our president is not a president with too much burying himself in political colors. Around the table, we get people from different political parties as ministers. Democratically, we get one of the most, how do I call it, government of national inclusion. I'll say it without anything. And we don't ever coerce anybody for saying because we don't make you minister, they announce you from a party and can. You do it at will. The president is not interested in that. And he has assured that 2028 election, face not go for the ballot paper. Yes, now it don't tell we this. So everything we do now just for national interest. Now make yesterday he said we all are citizens. Let us not send this thing as a blame game. Let us not put color. Let we all fight for the future of this country.
The thing we go concrete the political will we they explain so of how the presidents are really come on board now. People don't actually say I don't go to the center outside people and the way don't addicted and they don't announce them 5 new decisive measures. Yeah, the concrete part of them where people don't they long now for see again now the resources and the very first measure where it talk about get for do with that specialized fund. Let we talk about the resources. This specialized fund, how it work. Is there resources where government will generate for points to the fund? Because if resources not there, commitments by words not go concrete enough for letting actions then they come into existence.
Okay. When the president with the campaign, he talked about free quality education in his manifesto. Before he came to power, then austerity was declared. Yeah. Then when he assumed power, people tell him say with over ambitious with free quality education, take it from pre-primary to university. Let cut that and say no. Let us have it as a vision. We go find the money. The idea get for day before you begin talk about money. The strategy get for day. The strategy now we don't establish too. The next thing is say now before the donors, UN rep. The diplomatic corps, they don't tell us we now they create special fund. Yes, as a country, we have to make commitment. We ring-fence some amount, then we try to pool funds from donors who we always effect when there is crisis. But what you want to ensure, like we don't talk about before the Minister of Finance, is it's not a situation when somebody go want something, they say money no there. Whatever is there ring-fence, then whatever we get from the donors, it has to be kept for the purpose. So yes, what they talk is correct because they are relapse because even the rehab centers will begin run out of funds, begin reallocate funds to other areas. But now, until we fight this, and we all agree say it don't end, the president say he's keeping eyes on a special fund with the Fed this strategy. We're not the pray God for let even last long, because that is why we are deliberate in all the actions, both actions and the president they talk about in this fight. He want to ensure say the fund is available locally and internationally for Fed this thing. It is a crisis now. You know, reach crisis level. So that is why it is.
Money where they come out from governments when people for expect say they go na the fund.
Not for say now they pull and I go put a under. Now just telling the finance minister that funds should be available for this thing. Whatever you get, no country not going to get that thing. It just need now for redirect funds that you put out. Social welfare not come for something, it's no another money.
Or plans and then the way we done the get so from social welfare instead the agency itself for the fights.
Executive instruction. Don't go to the Minister of Finance now. And the one themselves around the table, when I did donor partners, development partner, they say don't hear the plea to the president from the presidency. We need now for put money special for this situation.
Mr. Minister, many times government don't they come out and say then they struggle in terms of funding. Now, President Bio don't take this bold step for instruct a Minister of Finance for ring-fence certain side na the national budget and dedicate to this fund, which means the president they deprive other area them just because this is an emergency and also a crisis for tackle. But in the area of management, it's very important for know who that they manage these funds, because if President Bio don't take up leadership, it deprive other sector them for create funds for this particular fight. Citizens go want for lay this money go to the right place because the taxpayers' money. Who do they manage this fund?
So when we come now governance, you don't say the president creates single treasury accounts. Many money even come out when the president don't say in this. Because there's even across the globe, because of all which they happen, donor funding not too rapid. If we not be prudently manage the small money there and try for that's why we even when we come forth we say okay, free quality education I don't put now we go we say fit salon. Not that we are not taking every other people on board, but side A we want put strength. Now this issue don't reach crisis level. We are just saying fund for always be available. So the finance minister, with all which he don't do, even in the worst situation, we don't see how we don't come on inflation from double digit, it don't count we to single digit. So that same prudent financial management, now the president appeal to. He's not going to shut down other areas. We just try for the president just want to ensure say there's availability of funds for fund all the pillars for ensure say this crisis in the shortest possible time we're not able to tackle. Not that he's going to forget about funding this XYZ ministry, yes. There is a struggle. You know, the donor partners, I will say, increase local revenue generation. And when you want to increase local revenue generation, a tax you expand on. And when you expand on tax, you have to affect a lot of sectors. So sometimes you don't want to do it. So you manage them, how you go small, you know. Wise and you can reach on side and say, no, if you don't increase your tax base, we not give XYZ. These are conditions we can come from the IMF and other places for letting you increase local revenue generation. So the one way you get the small money you get for manager prudently. Now we have a crisis. Whenever there is a crisis, you forget that national focus. So everybody for understand saying now we get Ebola for Fed. Let's say in a country, even US, if there is, let's say war break out, if they see the resources, they go too much to fight in the war than any other side. They will not close, they will not shut down the other area, but you therefore redirect funds. So now the president is saying, keep funds always available for fund the 5 pillars for Fed push. So everybody wait about. What I said, and I made the talk as deputy. I'm your role. The finance minister, in your role, like the president tell us so, that money for be available. Now in the prudent management of the economy, and then get her. But the president don't redirect now say, let Fed push any money for day. Go to the justice sector. we're going to get special magistrates just dedicated to kush across the country. Quite apart from all the other jobs that they get for always available. They say even on Saturdays they for sit for handle kush cases. The Attorney General get for go and look at we laws and see what we will do for let this way to happen so let it not happen again. So everybody get in your role. In your role now for ensure some money there. So we all don't go back home yesterday and everybody they think about you. We your role now for raise publicity on everything. So I was very happy just coming from the meeting. You come and say, Canada. I said, thank you very much, Khadija. I make a cow.
So that means they can see more centers for hold them people and we already addicted
regional.
For go get
regional
treatment.
4 regional. Now I talk one now Hastings. We get now Gundama for the south. We get Daru for the east. McKinney don't provide their own place. We get struggle whether how for establish the McKinney, but now the willingness done there and acceptance, so they don't provide space. It will happen there.
It clearly shows that the leadership been lacking in this crisis where the country they go through. Now that President Bio don't take up the leadership, how government plan for maintain these structures? Because now that on the battle with this crisis, President don't activate several measures. We also talk about establishing rehabilitation centers. During where these numbers begin go back, now the time many people know say rehabilitation center they not be functional. Governments say they not been get money. Now they don't open their center, then they back and try for get new one them. How na plan for maintain the structure there? Let it not be say now where emergency happen, on a rush quick and put together structures. After that, government abandon them back.
So this na an unfortunate opportunity. Not to see where anybody they plan for. It come as a country will fetter, the numbers begin go down. You know the whole the centers for just say we go for expensive people that go take drugs. After everything we will do, people begin come on at the holding centers and they go back to the community, then they sensitize. Our thought was it will help reduce the situation. So we try for pull out a little bit, just like what they say right now. They try for put funds together for level fair time. If we get the numbers going down to a minimal stage, that funds you redirect them to other priority area. You know, we just sit down there, other places are deprived, then nothing they happen at this sector again. It not make any meaning nationally to we. If we get the figures going down to a situation where they say, okay, we don't fet kush, do you want us to still maintain that fund seated? Say something will happen again. We're not able to pay school fees. We're not able to fund feed salon. No. If we fet this, it go down. We get the responsibilities for also look at other priority areas. Now, the leadership of task force PD, then do everything. I made them provide a report yesterday to the president. But going forward, if all these things we don't do, then we see this rise in figures again. We go back to drawing board and see what we for do. What did the president say? That task force, all what they do, that pillar, all what they do, now for just enhance, for let them do more. Not that there was no leadership. There was leadership at a stage. We get this thing under control, then it come up again. We all cry. So sometimes you need somebody from above for really talk for the finance minister say you need to give that person money for this thing. Now it do yesterday. The police need for no say the president is concerned. So when they dictate policeman for let it go parkush business, they play with I know saying that in dispute they play with because this is coming from the first gentleman. The law officers, if the president don't say Saturdays, they don't put this kind of then the CJ says Saturday work, get a speedy trial of cases. You know one, you know say not to in the defy, you are defying the number one gentleman. Same way so he said Attorney General go and revisit our laws, take it to Parliament, oh look at what we can include. Like one person can say not plant jamba. It will be inside law. But if somebody plant jamba, what in our defense they say 1,000 names. That first 1,000 what they talk about so when I want to do now. Somebody can plant jamba, you like you pay 1,000, let it go back. But if I say now, a person plan jamba, now 100 million they pay. If you get like the brochure, because they will you, but we lost them, the figures where they need it. If we they implement her, they make any meaning. That is why you see people, the whole land, they come back as society. Because the fines that we in our books there, no, they make any meaning. So the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, in your responsibility now for go look at with laws that they relate to drugs and substance abuse and see the one that we weak, and then we'll all come together as a nation and see what we will do so that people deviate from bringing those things into our system.
How the assessments get for work? Because if they say them go get for each one, I will go back to the drawing board for assess if really these new measures that the president on top, but then 5 new measures here they work. How the assessment work? Is there any timeline to the assessments for go back?
In every project implementation, you first plan what you want to do. Then you find the resources, you begin execute. After perhaps 6 months, 1 year, if they do an evaluation. That evaluation, midterm or preliminary evaluations, now go show you what's in the situation. Whether what you be say, if they do, now the correct thing. Or whether what you be say, if they do, now they do. So those reports, initial report, now they tell you whether for change strategy or not for change strategy, whether they achieve your goals or they achieve if you continue in that line. So anybody will set out those kind of things, you get midterm or initial reviews where they do project reviews and already get the indicators. First, you don't forget performance, key performance indicators where they show you say this strategy is working or it's not working. That is being established. The number of figures where they show the various size, key performance indicators. How many funds will they continue for spend? The more funds they go now, the more say the case is alarming. But if social welfare, this person not, and they ask for anything with respect to, you don't know, say the thing is dropping. So there are key performance indicators that will be evaluated for speak to what will happen. If you implement project, you don't get any plan for review and redirect or sustain what you don't do, then that's not a good project.
Mr. Minister, this recent spike in the numbers exposed a lot. Say governments not get structure for handle emergency because now way the advocacy intensify recently, especially from the media. Now can't even know say rehabilitation center then be closed. Government say money not been there. Now that President Bio don't establish a special fund where money they day for fet kush, you just don't make mention of new rehabilitation centers when they open regionally. Waiting at the measures where governments go put for maintain then structures there so that if any other emergency come, it already get structures. Not to wait until happen, will go back and set up emergency numbers then. Not to wait until happen, governments go back and say, let's build or let's reopen rehabilitation centers.
So drug intake, not a pandemic, for which you will say, okay, we put measures in place for surveillance, this and that. No. Like where Ebola come, a test we know what it do, we prepare for any other pandemic. Now make where Corona can, you see how it be, where Mpox can, you see how it be. Drugs, even in big economies, America, Britain, this business today. A day drug intake, somebody they take drug in know. Now the effect I'm gonna show say this person they take drugs. And some of these drugs that back with what they take, now normal drugs, now misuse no more. That is why in other countries, not to everything they buy over the counter, not to every drug that they say give anybody. Now somebody they prescribe them before that prescription and they make them sell to you. We get drugs that when are normal drugs. If somebody, for instance, go buy tramadol, they sell it over the counter. That is why when we say let we revisit with laws then, sometimes some drugs and then I will say, okay, if somebody not get prescription, not sell it to her. So if somebody cannot say I want tramadol, because today they say tramadol normal. Now we don't revisit the impact of tramadol, misuse of tramadol. They will come with the situation and say, okay, not to everybody for sell tramadol. In fact, not to every pharmacy forget tramadol. There you go, now you see tramadol, others say, so now you don't commit crime. Then the fine way that they put. Then they tell you, say, I no need for carrying out the sales of tramadol. So those are the things, they just, but for say, we get for know, say, other drugs, get for can we person they misuse. Nobody can predict that. Nobody. And then people that were in a rehab center, where yesterday they talked to the president, imagine there's a lawyer. He get picking there, he get woman. So that person could tell us out of frustration or because I don't get job, I take to drugs. No. Somebody when me put university, I take drugs at university. It was saying that because I not me, mama don't die, I not get person for take care of me. No, some people are just peer influence. You know, so that is why this the one that we don't go through the system, you count them back for let them lead the advocacy, then grassroots network that would form, and for let them really tell the people the effect of allowing somebody for influence you.
There, so government will maintain them.
No, we not even maintain structure for fed drug abuse. The awareness of the reason for young ones that know say drug abuse is bad. Let us not plan for people taking drugs later on. This is not a pandemic. Now behavioral change. We all need for raise awareness to everybody. Somebody will just come. Me once it don't affect me once. I was so tired. I go to my friend. Now I say, look, tablet. Now I say, but don't take all. It says splitter. Now I say, this one tablet, now they split. Now take her. I don't even know how I be there. Anything when they talk to me, I just say, I'm telling you. Today that's when they call me, I'm telling you.
So was it
but
trauma
it was, no,
what was it?
Just say, I said, I look tired. I said, this and that because I travel. Like, where I go now? I said, where I feel? I said, tired. I said, I really need rest. He was very clear. He said, look, drugs. He said, but not take all. He said, broke up. I see small drugs. I said, this not need for broke. So I just take one whole to take water and I drink. But I think I have a need for sleep. But I was still working with him. So anytime I just say, I'm telling you. Say today they call me, I'm telling you. So it is substance abuse. I abuse that drug that day. Because it tell me, say, not to the prescription and the broker, whether I be 500 milligrams, say, make out 250, me take the 500. So some of them, but whatever they take that, had that feeling on that moment. That moment, the way I be the feel, I cannot explain it. Because I just sit there and smile. They say, you okay, as I'm telling you. So this is how people get to take drugs. You know, sometimes a party just give you something, you meet somebody. That is why when people then say, when they run after the bubble there, instead of breaking the chain, wherever they are gathered, they inform you. Somebody this drug that I want to wait pause to take and I want to place somewhere sit down. So it means somebody they around there and what they sell. And some, like the president said yesterday, the one that will influence you, the one that will sell you, now give the names. And it tell the police that list whatever they give. I want it. Because somebody influence this person and somebody then community there. We all know. They go there in a work boy, they build houses. They get 5 motorcar. We all admire and they take their small money there, buy but they spend. But you don't really know what this person they do where they get this kind of money.
Minister, President set up a special security unit which comprises of the military, the OST, and other security agency there. Why setting up a special unit for fed drugs?
And dedication. Now we don't see the number of rates without they happen. We all be done with some sign where they say, in fact, the system not serious for feds. Anytime you put standby force for react, and because you are serious about fighting, even you rebel, if it gets standby force ready for any incursion, now the preparedness. So that force now.
Is it that on a notice say the police will get the enforcement powers not be able for take up some of the drastic measures we make president say, you know what, let me set up a special
police
unit.
Gets not a special unit per se for saying other people that they train for drugs. We just get people that are now dedicated to this fight. Police or military get different duties by their mandate in the constitution. But now that there's this crisis, a national crisis, we can forget people there, just like magistrates there. Get magistrates dedicated, get special court dedicated to trying this matter. No means say we don't take and say the lawyers or the magistrate and not be done they do more. But now once we know say if there's drug related matter now this court they go. Now this magistrate they in charge. If there's any cry, we get possible with the whole.
So these units then dedicated to the fight no more.
Yes.
They not go get duplication in the roles.
No,
in
this
the
one
police.
and a prepared force, alert, anytime when you call from that unit, now they boom. Therefore they across anytime you call, then they alert for come for the raiding, this and that. We get force. You know, one Inspector General or the CDS time reach and say, they be the call bill, but we not get Soja Man there or we Soja Man them because now we even use Soja Man there for agriculture. We they use Soja Man there for engineering. They do roads. So now we don't want that situation where you will say we don't get police there available. We've done deploy police there. The president is saying just like where they say take some force, keep them, funds, keep them. They say also take some force, personnel, keep them, let them they alert. If somebody call, somebody will be available for response. That is why we are doing this.
The issue of drugs, like how the president have been say recently, now one of him speech them to the Sierra Leone community in the US. Now people make a lot of money from the issue of drugs. And if you look at them, now whole cartel, where the one them were really involved in the drugs, they are making very good money out of this. And we don't see people in uniform safe where then they say they take drugs. This particular set of the army, the OSD, where the president say for fight against these drugs. Why people for trust them?
Because they don't do anything when they make it or you distrust them. They are Sierra Leoneans. With or without these drugs fight, they don't serve the nation. You don't get evidence against them. The one way they take drugs, we kind of social media will dismiss them. In Sierra Leone, you are assuming, you always see lawyers we are assuming innocent when they take drugs. We don't mean so they take. Past women don't can tell you say why they don't take drugs. But we are assumed innocent until proven guilty. When they take and say the one already now military, the one already now with police, now Sierra Leoneans of high reputation. Because somebody don't dedicate for protect the lives and properties of Sierra Leone. Somebody don't dedicate himself for protect the sovereignty of Sierra Leone. That person, even the Quran, respect her. Somebody will dedicate himself for faith for a nation. Now, gentlemen. Now,
rather than go for the parts of this particular.
Now, from the general services
group.
that they take. But that person really don't dedicate. You know, a pay setter, you know, example. In fact, you come under the microscope. I was a Sierra Leonean person, a school teacher or a college boy. Which they do and which they do as a minister is quite different. So that person also whether they dedicate for this push. In fact, your own expectation is greater than any other person now. So it also puts them under the spotlight. But until they do something questionable, you know, we'll say, we not trust them. The system trusts them. Yeah, until they prove themselves. That is why they say put them aside. And then they just put them the left out. They're still there under the leadership of the two forces, the police force and the armed forces. These are discipline and professional units. So if they dedicate you to a special assignment, the highest professional standards is expected of you. That's just the commitment.
Where did they go on now? And the last time where the police come out, now on Tuesday, try for give updates to the press briefing within King All. With these numbers, is President Bill worried about the youthful population, the way how they don't go into drugs?
I started from there. If there is anybody who for be worried, that the president for be worried. Why? In your desire, your vision, and before give hope to then youth them. The reason why they pay public exam fees now for let you life. Most of the people then, they will say them day today because somebody not be there for pay fees for them. Most we are limited. I took 4 years off academic listing because I don't be get fee for enter university. I draw chain, I turn apprentice, I not be get that policy for give me second life. Yeah. When I decide for left Kenny my career, I don't even know that they can't do. But I survive them. So if somebody come, they say they pay fees, say you know if you put fund for like you were not able, like when you want to do master, you want to do PhD for go take a loan for do them. Meaning all the obstacles then will be whole we make we not able to reach with potential. I always say I'm not ever able to reach my full potential. I intended to be an engineer. I'm not able to do engineering because I lost my dad. There was nobody to pay. So now I find myself here. If somebody day now it make that it look at all what we don't go through, then it try to define a future for the young man there. Then you pass and see them in that state. If really you are genuine, like that what I take. I can't wait for and second life. Then you see it break down into that's the way they do now. It depends because the resources were don't waste. If I don't put our other side, or if I don't take other picking, very many other picking in there, maybe want that opportunity, they not get I take that from SS1, third year in the university. So if anybody should be worried, if anybody should be concerned, is President Bill for be alive and see all your effort being eroded. I can always say, all what the president they do so about education and where it come out, now the impact of this free quality education they begin to show. Not to do it in time. The impact of anything, not the way they implement the impact they come out. Where people that can say, what's not the impact? Project, the impact now long-term results. So the president go one way, you see that the class Sierra Leone when it comes to academic and other things. But if you see that same Sierra Leone way they plan for so, you see the young man and take another, he is concerned. And that is why you see yesterday he was emotional when he talked to me. Me, I always read the president in body language.
You know, body language expert? No.
Even from where we deal with opposition, sometimes when I write something, they say, he can write as if he did with me. He said, but you can't hear me. I said, no, your body language, sir. When you are for something, I know you are for it. When you are against it, even when you are not talking, I know you are against it.
Mr. Minister, let's bring you back to the issue of this fund. We get...
You want to donate?
We get agency with the for National Public Health when Professor Fodisa the Edam, and yesterday he was part of the stakeholder then way president meets with. In fact, it represents
tax force. Now even the report.
Yes.
So he's not a different personality.
Yes.
Now they head public health agency. The tax force will put together, what the president put together, 9 reports yesterday.
I know all of that. I'm trying to make a case. You don't do a presentation. According to you, take we back from inside the problem starts. The task force, the role would they be get will not be work. We make presidents come with additional measures. Is it that this fund, where presidents don't say the Minister of Finance for fair money and puts the now under Professor Fodesa in supervision again for the?
So all the city is the lead of task force. Under that task force there is risk and prevention. Under that task force there is community engagement. Under that task force there is a lot of 5 pillars now we get, but there's the head. So if we need really for up awareness raising, any budget we do, now to Professor Edisona. Social welfare, if they need anything, the task force now they oversee the pillar. The head.
So now the public health agency get for manage this fund.
No, Minister of Finance demand. We honor to Minister of Finance with a request. Everybody in the Minister of Finance they send budget, but there is somebody even as a ministry, department and the sectors and the budgets where they come out from a ministry for what a Minister of Finance. Every sector therefore say I therefore need paper, I therefore need this. Then they want to put it together and they show the whole budget of the ministry. So this task force, if we go for a request for anything, the Ministry of Information, where they lead the awareness raising, risk and prevention, where we put any budget together also with the center. There's a task force lead, where the one where they in community engagement, where they do anything that it's done. Because the Ministry of Information, what will they do for this Ebola fight? Not with regular budget. So if we want anything extra for this fight, now somebody they should pretend this whole task force will then put together.
So now in the public go hold accountable if anything go wrong when it comes to funding.
The president is responsible. The task force, you are the leader. Then you don't create all these 5 pillars. Then the president don't put all these enforcers, enhancers. If you don't work, now they provide leadership. When something can happen, not to say president, you know? Why? Because he's the president. Now make way it come. Say, hey, the president don't take the thing serious. Not that people have not been working. But Khadija, when you see the president, she was so happy that the president himself don't take it seriously. You see, it's saying that increase awareness. The media.
You disagree? Not to the media?
I agree.
All right, so still on the discussion, let's look at the new measures here. How then they cover the aspects we get for do with whistleblowing? Because we see this week where the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency and the police been gonna funkia, for example, one of the people where they allege say they sell the drugs to the young people where them be one go do the arrest say, me get young bobo them, we be the fight with the forces. So how the issue of protecting whistleblowers pan this fit, how will they cover under them measures?
A number they don't give for call. Crime, corruption are the most dangerous thing for fight. They will fight back. Corruption will always fight back. Crime will always fight back. So when you want to report crime, when you want to report corruption, they knock chest. Because those that are involved, like we Kadija said, those where they do drugs, the president talked yesterday, not a poor man they do drugs, so like cartel. So if one tamper without a cartel, you have to be strong. So for them, they not expose you. I mean, they give you number. You just call that number, you give the details and left. And why are we invoking MACP or military and the police? It's a bit Salomon. Where is this Sojaman sons in any chance? Sometimes because they see OSD or normal police, this and that, now you go challenge them. But when you see OSD and Sojaman can some side, the situation is different. Because Sojaman is slapping at tomorrow, now you know the effect. Say they slap you. Sojaman they talk boku. When it can a day in action, then you know the Apple 7 and salon. So bring the OSD operational division, support division into anything. From the police, you don't say there is regular police, there is this operational divisions, OSD support division. When you take them on there, they add military there, my sister. Put everybody we knows now that Sojama and OSD they in charge of raid. They block them. Inactive, they block them. So that's the situation where they report on then go raid. That is what crime is. That person where they pay with that drugs, so where they sell and that company, so where they destroy. We get people that where they protect them. Because of that small money they give them. Pipe they pump, boss now, they say, and I make that pump. And they make fine place for the people that they can't see down. Now they see down, they feel say, okay, now attack that they take. Behind they do in drugs. So when they come to them, waiting people that they can't attack with force, now waiting them, they see they do in the open. Not to the bad thing. No. Now somebody really knows that this person, not to this attack they sell, they do something else. But the public say, now waiting on what they do in the open, I don't know. So when you come, you must get that resistance. Sometimes later somebody say, so this man, not so every day. But that moment when they come, if you are not prepared, they get that kind of resistance.
Minister,
for evade and day, now we don't put the OSD and the RSLAF.
Now that all the measures they don't activate them, and I believe say as a government, wanna get the data for inform on waiting at the numbers presently outside the country they in this fight with all the measures there, waiting on a projection. When on the project say from now to now, if these measures are really working, we go know by the way how the numbers then they go down.
So that is what that is what you don't speak to. Now, yesterday, Professor take we through comprehensively what's in the figures now. Kissing mental home, now rehab centers, we know those figures. Now the president don't make this declaration. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Me and you will make the calls for blow the whistle. Police go into actions, things happen as we expect. 1 month we will again look at mental home, what did they happen there? Rehab centers, what did they happen? If we see the number coming to the mental homes dropping, the one where they go to rehab centers dropping, they tells us this is working. If it is not working, that is when you go back to the drawing board to look at the strategy. That is where immediate review on the strategies come. What is not working? The president will say this, what is not okay. If we say let's special fund it, they fund it, but people are not calling, people are not blowing the whistle, then we need to do more communication. Now that side where they pay attention to. Okay, people that they blow whistle, but the police are not allowed to make the raid, then inform waiting on that strategy. When I for pay attention to the police will say yes, we get the calls, but we don't have vehicles. Provide them vehicles. That's how the Minister of Finance intervenes. So that is all we want. We want a wholesome effectiveness of that system.
The conversation on the gone for a while now. All of a sudden yesterday, people see President Bio go visit the rehab center in Hastings. In the evening, he call high-level meeting with stakeholders. He make pronouncements. Them he announce certain measures. What you go say to somebody who say all of these not just fire brigade measures?
And I said to that person, say, you need to trust the system. You need to trust the process. The reaction of the president, I will call long-term results of what we all be done they do. Like what you say, the media be done they cry. The media be done they raise awareness. And the impact of your work you do. You see, after the whole thing, I tell you, say impact not to immediate results. If like what you have what the president makes, you say now for but it takes time to watch the process. There we call them activity, output, outcome, then the impact. So all we don't do with all the awareness, with the raises and that, the impact will show later that it moved the president. It moved the president for take all this thing now. Now as a result, like what you say, why did I do this? What did I get out of this? What do you get at long last? What do you get out of this? Now for me, move the first gentleman for take action. Are you not proud of it? You're proud of her. See, we raise awareness on Kush. We cry. Police and talk this and that. But at the end of the day, the president himself took actions. And with the expecting now say because he don't take this action, something else.
I seen a fire brigade,
not a fire brigade
approach because
not a fire brigade approach because it takes time for evaluate every situation. A look at what you wanna be don't say. A go to the rehab center. A whole talk with the people. A come back and report around. Then say okay when I don't report all these things have been existing. This situation don't reach so now at the time I say let's do this. It's not a fire brigade. It's a well calculated and intended action for solve this problem.
And it go solve?
By the grace of God, with me and you continuing to monitor the process and bringing issues out.
Because
genuinely.
He make a statement yesterday, say he want for regain the youth population again where thereabouts for be wasted to drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And with them measures there where you say now calculated measures them. President not just come out and take them. It think about them, and I sure say while it think all of the measures there, so where he announced yesterday, they be informed by experts then we surround them. Then go work. Abdel?
Yes. Then work.
Because this is not addiction. Drugs is about addiction.
Yeah. So the 5 pillars, if they are effective, then therefore produce result. The result is this means for end. If you not end, meaning these strategies we are not working. And we are not going to wait until we come back and say it is not working. We go for the review, the strategy. One thing where everybody be done they say was funding be lacking. So they say funding, I mean they make the situation not be effective. The president say put special fund. If people say that they see people and go to court, in fact, the case they go just hang to the president say put special courts. Let them even work on Saturday for speedy trial of these matters. If they say the police they do nothing about the crime around, now the president say let there be special force where they don't forbid rapid response on these issues. If they say that they find people, then they can't arrest people, they go and say court, then they come back. Perhaps they find them where they around, then drugs them. Not make anything in our law books. They say, AG, you go and look at all these things and come back with something a cabinet for going to parliament for ensure say anybody with they carry drugs now, the fine alone or the punishment, they deter other person for letting not carry it out. This is a wholesome strategy. With me and you, even the awareness raising what they do so now, they tell somebody, say, the president. I'll tell you naturally what is going to happen for this 1 month. Anybody will be associated with that thing is going to pipe down. Because, say, president don't put, so immediately there's going to be that action. And we're not going to allow the heat, the steam for left the heat. Because the president don't talk 1, 2, 3 days, he act, then you go relax back 995 brigade action. But say president don't give, then you go relax. It can cost anybody in job.
Addiction, not a thing where like na so we go heal up and you say this don't heal up, because in way we talk to the expert doctor na the other the Dr. Jallo, it said we plain where they can really ready for the drugs and they even damage the facility just for go out for go get the drugs. Some of them when they can don't flush out of the system, then go reintegrate them, then can find out say then they come back because then they go get access back to the drug. Then set of people and they how these measures and they address the fact say when they come out, especially the one that we perhaps not gonna work for do, not get nothing for do, then just the fence side within the selling drugs here for to come back. How will they address
in
that
the health
gap?
center now, we don't take other things. Training, when they get a skills training, the rehab center for cater for skills training. The rehab center they try for reintegrate them even in the academic space. Some of the way they go back to school. That is why social welfare they deploy. You your case now youth problem, youth ministry is sending to the youth ministry. Youth ministry they work with NCTVA. Now they try for give plumbing, tiling, this and that. I mean, a pathway, career pathway that somebody will get diploma in plumbing, first degree in plumbing, masters in plumbing, PhD in plumbing. They do all that need for develop the middleman power. Not so everybody go to university forget academic degree. So skills training, somebody feel say because you get the skills, but no way no for certify. So now that is why the youth ministry they do. So some of these people will be sent to the youth ministry. Some will be sent to the Ministry of Education. Basic, some will be sent to higher education. Government they follow all these things and pay. And when a kind of society, like yesterday somebody tell me say whether they can give a tag. I said no, that's stigmatization. You need to stigmatize somebody. But we make follow-up. We just can't dump them. It is a concern. In social welfare minister, that is always what it is in a concern. After you don't prepare these people, they go back. So now make what president say, you would take drugs. Show me who say you become more, would I give you drugs? Now that area. So if we have this information, by the time they go to tell you that possibility say that drugs.
According to the doctor, nothing will like they can see secret, they know they let people know the right outside and they get them from.
So that make like when they don't appeal to them, with the pray say, because when they don't work on you, you don't really accept like this. Michael, we yesterday talked to the president, how you going to? If you ask her, would that be the say like yeah, they show you. But we're not gonna tell you now, say Michael don't say would that be the say like yeah. So there are some people where they come out and say, yes, I will see the president say, when I give you the names and then they clap. Because they're ready, they don't see what don't happen to them. You see, about this kush, one thing they say keep dog before dog, let dog know say die there. The people then they see kush they damage their friend. If you don't near them, he die. Then they still they take. So we just get for continue for raise awareness with all. You just go for continue for blow whistle on the one that way they car with them, the one that way they sell and with communities. Because we don't really see say, like human can say it's a like now they would be anything. Because once they don't take her, me but it tell me plain say they will left. I say they will left. He say I say okay. This maintain I don't try for let they can go back good and this and that. But that's a continuous process. Just like when they say addiction, that is why they say it is addiction. You become a fan, just like football clubs or whatever. If they don't score goal by Liverpool, somebody dying out by force. That is addiction. But sensitization, I followed Madrid to a point. Now me talk to myself. I said, let someone not kill you in a bottle. Now Madrid they play and they watch. When the game was they said they beat a 5-0 to move. Not okay. Not to this, but what they should also at the watch. And they say and say, they tell on me. I talk to myself. Because they affect me movement. And then listen BBC Sports, this and that, just because they don't say they beat Madrid. I say, somebody somewhere defend your money, they affect me now. Yeah. So I talk to myself. Yeah. So if there was nobody to talk to me, I talk to myself. If there's nobody to talk to them, let us talk to them. Because it's about them. Yeah. This one, person will say, like, first when they say, the politicians say they give them drug. No, nobody blame any politician saying they give them kush. Now, then, baby, defender. So let's talk to them, let it left. Not to drugs or that thing where they say, the politicians that they give with youth. Not to nobody they give them. Now, then, maybe defend them. And then, no, man, I make kush, real kush taker. That over there. Then, if anything, then I do that bad. Small thing there. Where this, it will make them take, I go sell it. 1,000 or 2,000 news. It will take your phone, you not even know the worth. It's just auctioner because it just want to take that thing. So it is a collective responsibility for surety.
All right. Many thanks, Mr. Minister. We join with this morning for can discuss some of the measures them yesterday where His Excellency the President been put as additional measures to the already existing measures. And 5 pillars don't be added into the fight against
it's not a 5 pillar. 5 directives, new directives for enhance the 5 pillars.
5 new directives for enhance the 5 pillars in
for
the
fight against.
Well, we'll continue for getting conversation there for see how then 5 new directives there go help if the numbers then go up or if the numbers then continue for reduce. We will come back and update the general public. Now, a pleasure for get you this morning. Now, so they end the breakfast show for today. Many thanks to all who viewers them and also to the technical team. We give support to the production team for this edition of the breakfast show. Meet you. Watch Liberty TV throughout the day and also not forget throughout the weekend we get we interesting content them. We get for do with public interest for the produce fauna. Mina Khadija Bangura to say have a blessed weekend.
All right, till we meet again, Mabel Kabade, so get a good weekend and goodbye.
Term them like this, where politics they shape the future, career they define we path them, and the economy they touch everybody in life.
Big thank you to
One program where they ask the hard question them and Simus will bring the answer them close to you, face to face with the movers and shakers, the voice them will matter, the issue them will count, 1 time per week, one big name, one big issue, one-on-one on Liberty Online TV. Every Friday, 8 to 9 p.m. with Khadija Bangura. One-on-one, only on Liberty Online TV.
Country like Salon also every decision they touch the life of plenty people. One program they bring the voice of the people to the heart of politics.
This na politics and the people. The program where they give the power to the people, explain the truth, and bring the leader them close to the citizen them.
Real discussion, real voice them, real impact. Join the debate and make them hear your voice.
Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Now you platform where they turn up for the true and civil engagement. Only on Liberty Online TV.
Let me talk about politics. Let me talk about people.
Mina Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown, and I want Rob Mott Lilibet for this proposed plan for divide Freetown into 3 cities. The reason why government give, they say not because of development. They say not because of improving service delivery. I can tell you up front, any city where they, who side we not plan the use of land, you not get land use planning, who side building permits, they're not effective, it go mean to say access will be a problem. And who side access not a problem, you will get challenged with disaster, you will get challenged with emergency access, you will get challenged with sanitation. And let me watch for we self, the reality of waiting 45% of we city actually fever.
Me 3 grand picking there with me picking in wealth in mama. They're all not dying at this water crisis because people block the place where the water can be just can't flush the hose. Then 4 die.
People just they build all side. So even this community what this place them when an access road where vehicle for come. As soon as you the kind side, so you na be access road. If incidents happen now, vehicle one kind side, ambulance one kind side. Now this community for can collect, let's just say emergency. I wanna feel say that the ambulance go cancel. They want to pass them to and can go na the main line.
You see, we start to map here. Motoka no de kaya, bike no de kaya, possible bike de kaya.
We try to cool themselves. This clean salon business. For kind size in able enter. Pass to take the dirty them. Go to an outer side. So don't build at the place.
You see? Then dirty the way the community people, then they pull from and where they see small rain, where then they twin and then drainage jar. Now then they wash now the streets where we can see. You know, I feel like one time where rain come by Kisi Road, where at the pass, rain come, I see a huge dirty in the middle of the street. You know, where because of people don't get that ideology and that mindset, they say where rain come, then garbage, they only forgot to run a gutter, let water wash them. And forget say now the city then the dirty. You know, I feel I'm for the council people on that day because them don't work that morning day, then where rain come, then come back and can't sweep.
All this are because of planning all day. All man they do so better. Guys, you can go inside for get the dirty them. For care and gonna do. Some people are not get choice, so you go give them clean, so you get clean, so you go left for people and do what's there.
Because they don't say Freetown City Council, holy solely, then facing a council they do road, then facing a council they give building permit, let people and build a road, let people and block us and access road where people want to car for pass or try for kind side, for collect people and dot. Not to mayor they in charge of giving building permits. Not to mayor they in charge of making road. We get the SLRSA, we get the Ministry of Lands, so then they in charge of issue those things to people where you know they do them thing and they. If law and order no dey, all man they go do no more what he wants. Who side salon they go?
Freetown City Council not give up. We still move forward with new sanitation bylaw, and we really expect for see continued improvements because we don't make improvements. Dividing the city, the situation go worse because the lily money we for go towards service delivery will now go for run the operating cost of 2 additional councils. So let we not fix the wrong problem. The problem we need for fix, now the problem of service delivery. Dividing Freetown, not get for fix now and day.
Watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.